Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Destiny. I am Death from Above. Today we're standing by Brother Vance because Trials starts today in the new April 2.2 update land. And I wanted to talk about some guns that I think might be coming into the mix. We're going to talk about what I think will be the new meta or guns to look for. Some weapons that I think may shake it up, or just what you can expect to see in Trials of Osiris as far as my point of view or what I have seen. So let's get in here and talk about it. Now I have equipped the old meta, the Last Word, 1,000 Yard Stare, Quillam's Terminus. So those were the guns. Those were the guns. You could throw in the Mida multi-tool in there, and those were the guns. Now those still will be the guns. Last Word loses a little bit of hip fire. 1,000 Yard Stare is going to be a little slower. But there's definitely some guns that can throw themselves into the mix now, and I think they will be super competitive. We did have an Arminius D. I've had a couple Doctrines of Passing. I was never that crazy about them, but I do have a couple Arminius Ds, and they're always enjoyable. The muzzle flash is a little crazy, so this archetype weapon's kind of probably gonna fall aside for the high impact, low rate of fire auto rifle. I think just because it's more controllable, it's more accurate, and it's more predictable. These bullet hoses could be a little bit hard to control. You have a little bit more option with the heavy hitting auto rifles because you don't have to get counterbalance. You don't have to have brace frame. These Arminius D and Doctrine of Passing, you have to have those two, or the thing's gonna be out of control. So, old meta, Arminius D, Doctrine of Passing, Mida multi-tool, Last Word, 1,000 Yard Stare. Now, new meta or stuff, guns I expect to see a lot more of. Hawkmoon. Hawkmoon is one that I really expect to see a lot more of. I was using it after the patch, and I don't know that they really changed it, but it feels better. I don't know why, but it just feels better to me. I've never used the Hawkmoon extensively because obviously I'm an Xbox user, so I didn't have it in year one, and now in year two, it's just it's left a little something to be desired. But using it recently, I've been really into it. So Hawkmoon is something to look for. Obviously, the Last Word is still going to be viable. You're just going to lose a little bit of that hip fire to tapping. 1,000 Yard Stare is always great. It's going to continue to be good. I was hearing somebody talk on stream the other day, and they said 1,000 Yard Stare, even though other snipers can now res snipe, the 1,000 Yard Stare will still be good because high tier players can still use it to shut down supers, because it'll still headshot a super, so that's good. But a couple other guns. Obviously, Suros Regime is going to be in there. It's the one that received probably the biggest buff, with the range increase for focus fire and the high impact increase for auto rifles. So Suros Regimes is a no-brainer. It's hopefully we'll be back to year one form. That's a gun that I absolutely love to use, Suros Regime. Don't sleep on the Red Death either. It didn't receive any type of upgrade, but I think with the meta shifting, the Red Death has always been solid. And I enjoy the Red Death. It's one of the few pulse rifles I can constantly get behind and enjoy. So look for the Red Death. It's gonna be in there. Two new primary weapons that I think you might want to watch out for are the Deal Breaker and the Suros ARI-45. Now the ARI-45 is a long shot, but it's got the stats to be there, especially one like this. So perfect balance, hand laid stock, glass half full. It's a hard-hitting auto rifle. It's going to have that accuracy because look at the stability, man. This one just has all the components to make a great Trials gun, as long as low impact or low rate of fire, high impact auto rifles are truly competitive. So I can see this one or any other gun very similar to it with the high impact being in there. So, and this is not just Trials. This is Iron Banner. This is any high-end activity or high-level end-game activity. These guns could be a part of the quote-unquote new meta. So finally, on primary weapons, we're going to look at the Deal Breaker. This is a gun I've been seeing a lot of streamers use, and this is the vendor version from prior to the April update. It's very solid. The new vendor version is actually very solid too. It has counterbalance. So this one, I don't even need counterbalance with brace frame, but it does have both. So if you pick up the vendor version, you should be good to go. I really like mine with crowd control and glass half full. Brace frame does bring the mag down to a pretty small 20 rounds, but this version is very strong, and I think this gun is very strong. It just sounds good too. So I could see the deal breaker being used by a lot of people. So if you start getting killed by the deal breaker, you know why. So let's move on to special weapons. 1,000-yard stare is still going to be in there. Trust me, it'll still be in there. The invective will still be in there. Another one that may come is the Plan C. With the fusion rifle buff, the Plan C could be pretty strong. If you're using a scout rifle as your main and someone's rushing you down, that Plan C would vaporize them at this point. And you got some more range out of it now with the stability increase that they gave it. So Plan C, definitely a viable option. I can definitely see people using that a lot. Next, we have the Thesson FR4 to continue the fusion rifle theme. The Thesson FR4 is a fusion rifle you get from the gunsmith, and I've gotten some pretty good talents on mine. This one actually dropped from an arms day, or from a gunsmith level. So, and it dropped at 316. So you can get end level gear from the gunsmith now. And this gun with these talents and this scope, very strong in PvP. I've already been using it. I can see that one making an entrance into the top tier play, but only if people like fusion rifles now. So we'll see if that one even comes out. Fusion rifles have never proven to be top of the meta, except in like early year one. So maybe they'll make a comeback, maybe they won't. But two more sniper rifles that I think you should definitely look out for: the Wailer's March and the Defiance of Yasmin. Especially the Defiance of Yasmin. The Wailer's March, it's a fun gun, but it's got a large mag and good talents. It's got good. This is kind of the Praetor's Revenge Year 2 gun right here, Wailer's March. It doesn't have the impact of res snipe, I don't believe, but it's very strong, it's very stable, and it's very fast. So watch out for this one. Running gun snipers may really like that gun. But Defiance of Yasmin, I think this will become the new meta sniper because it now can res snipe, and with the talents, the stability, and the aim assist that it has, this is going to be a gun that's going to be hard to beat in trials for what they're looking for. I wish the textures would load on it. Let's see if we can get you to load this time. No. Okay. Anyway, the textures are not loading on this gun for some reason. But Hera Defiance of Yasmin, this is the version I have with Firefly and injection mold, so I've got good stability, but I can push my range. This one's kind of an all-around good sniper. Even someone who like me, who's terrible at sniping, can get behind this, because also, since they changed the zoom and the zoom speed, this one has an open viewed scope, so it might be even better for keeping your eye on the periphery. You don't have to lose a lot of your field of view just by zooming in on this gun. So that one I think will become a solid choice. You'll be getting killed by it a lot in trials and Iron Banner and high level PvP activities. So those are the guns that I'm looking at right now. Quilum Sternimus, it lost a little bit of ammo, but it's still just as solid as it ever was. So I don't predict seeing anything different there. You'll see more Vertigos. You'll see the heavies will probably stay the same. But some new entrants into the special and primary weapons as far as high level trials and Iron Banner and PvP, and I guess the raid PoE. So those are the quote unquote new meta weapons, or the weapons I'm looking at for entrance into top tier status. So what do you guys think? What's your favorite gun now after the April update? What are you using? What's the best thing you got? And what do you think is going to be the new choice for competitive players? So thanks for watching, guys. I am Death from Above. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more of my nonsense with my stupid face. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching again. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time. See you. Bye.